So greetings students, welcome to the class. Today we are going to start a new topic again, that is the types of cell. The types of cell is based on the type of nucleus that is present inside the cell. Now on the basis of the nucleus present, there are two categories of cell. The first is called as a prokaryotic cell and the second is a eukaryotic cell. Now the prokaryotic is a primitive kind of a cell. We will know the reason why. And the eukaryotic cell are supposed to be the more advanced cell. So first let us discuss only about the prokaryotic cell. Now this prokaryotic cell, all the bacteria, mycoplasma, they come under this category. Also the cyanobacteria. So if I draw a bacteria, suppose this is a bacteria, it will have a single membrane system. The membrane system is not double membrane, it is a single membrane system. So this is the plasma membrane. The plasma membrane will provide you the shape and will give the rigidity and will keep all the components inside the cell intact. Then around this plasma membrane, in most of the cases, they will have a cell wall. Now this cell wall, it is made up of a special compound which is called as the peptidoglycan. Unlike in the plant cells where we have seen the cell wall is made of cellulose, here in the bacteria it is made up of peptidoglycans. So this is the cell wall. Then around the cell wall in many cases we find that there are some slimy layer also present. So this provides an extra protection. So this is a slimy layer. So this is all about the envelope around this bacterial cell. Now inside the cell there is cytoplasm. It will be filled with the cytoplasm, but they do not have any membrane bound cell organelle. Now membrane bound cell organelles are like mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, plastids. So all those are absent from this prokaryotic cell. But the functions of these organelles are definitely carried out inside the cell. This cell will also respire, will also reproduce, will also produce proteins. So in all these functions, most of the functions will be taken up by this membrane system, by the plasma membrane. So we find that the ribosome also, because it has to do protein synthesis, so ribosome is important, and we know ribosome is not bounded by any membrane. So ribosomes may be freely floating in the cytoplasm, or sometimes it may be bound to the membrane. So ribosomes are present. Only the membrane bound cell organelles are absent. So who will perform the function of the mitochondria, that is respiration? This function of power making and ATP generation will be done by this plasma membrane itself. Now the nucleus is absent. We know nucleus is absent because this is a primitive kind of a cell. In place of nucleus we have a structure called as a nucleoid. Now what is a nucleoid? Nucleoid is nothing but a naked DNA, a naked circular DNA. We call it circular because both the ends of the chromosome are joined together. So in the nucleoid structure there will be only one single DNA and which will have both the ends joined together. So it is a circular single DNA which is present and it will be binded with few proteins. So this structure with the DNA and proteins bind together, it is called as a nucleoid. And this is very important to remember that prokaryotic cells do not have a nucleus, they have a nucleoid instead. Single circular DNA, no nucleolus is present, and sometimes for movement of this cell it will have a flagella, a long whip-like structure called as the flagella may be present so that it will help in the movement of the cell. And also in many cases we see that from the cell wall arises some tiny hair-like structure which will be present all around the cell and which will help the cell during the reproduction time, and this hair-like structures, it is named as pili. So pili will help in reproduction and flagella will help in the movement of the cell. We know very famous examples from these prokaryotes. These are the bacteria, all the bacteria which are good and bad. Bacteria like lactobacillus and bacteria like nitrogen fixing bacteria, rhizobium, all of them come under this category only. Now let us study about the eukaryotic cell. So greetings students. In the previous section we have studied about the prokaryotic cell, which were the primitive kind of cell without a well-defined nucleus. Now we are going to talk about the eukaryotic cell, which has got a very well-defined and complex nucleus. Now this kind of cell also have a double membrane system, and if I draw this kind of a cell, the eukaryotic cell, suppose a plant cell, then this is the plasma membrane which is present in the plant cell. So plasma membrane is made up of the lipid bilayer and will provide the rigidity and shape to the cell. Then over this plasma membrane, in the plant cell there will be even cell wall present. This cell wall will provide more protection and support and strength and rigidity to the cell. So this is the cell wall. This cell wall, if it is a plant cell, it will be made of cellulose. If it is an algae, it will be made of cellulose, and if it is a fungi, then it will be made of a compound called as chitin. Then inside this cell wall there will be lot of cell organelles, and these cell organelles, they are double membraned. These cell organelles like mitochondria, Golgi complex, endoplasmic reticulum are present inside the cell. Now because it is a plant cell, the cell I am drawing is a plant cell, so it will also have plastid for performing the photosynthesis. So we will find that all the cell organelles, first of all there will be a nucleus, there will be a well-defined nucleus present, and inside the nucleus there will be many chromosomes, many open-ended chromosomes. You can look, the chromosomes are open-ended. They are not circular like the prokaryotes. So there will be many open-ended chromosomes, and then there will be dense structure called as nucleolus present. Then all around there will be endoplasmic reticulum. These are all double membraned structure. So endoplasmic reticulum, and then on the endoplasmic reticulum there will be ribosomes present. So ribosomes will be present on the reticulum, and also there will be the Golgi complex. Or the Golgi apparatus is present. Then the plastid is present. Because it is a plant cell, so presence of plastid is must. And then there will be mitochondria. And sometimes they will also have a complex flagella. The flagella which is present in the prokaryote is a very simple type, and when it comes to the eukaryote, they will have a more complex flagella, and they do not have any pili. And the examples you already know: algae, fungi, plant and animal cells. So I must mention here that when we are talking about the animal cell will not have any cell wall around it. So animal cell has got no cell wall. This is the difference. And also they will not perform photosynthesis, so they will not have plastid. Thank you very much.